This news update is brought to you by
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connect to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
This is the Barbados Today Evening Update for Monday, October 5th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Relief is coming for communities across Barbados affected by severe water outages. The promise from Minister in charge of the sector, Dr. David Estwick, as he revealed a series of measures this afternoon to help with the water situation affecting residents. Dr. Estwick told reporters one such measure will be an immediate response mechanism which will be implemented within the next few days in collaboration with the Barbados Water Authority.
The immediate response mechanism is in fact a system that will be put in place, which is a fast-track water response system to outages in any part of the country. How we plan to execute this is by introducing within the catchment area that is being serviced by a particular reservoir that is being compromised. We will deliver a series of community tanks into that area. These community tanks that will be delivered into the area will be placed at particular locations within that community, and these tanks would be then refilled and refilled again over by the various water tankers coming into the area to refill the community tanks, as opposed to people having to be running behind a water tanker to access water.
A Christchurch family is homeless this evening following an afternoon fire. No one was at home when the blaze occurred just after 3 p.m. in Bronx Gap, Sergeant's Village, Christchurch. The wooden structure, which houses 4 people, was extensively damaged, while a nearby house received minor damages. 2 fire tenders, 6 officers under the command of Station Officer Denton Foster responded to the blaze. Residents are being warned to be aware of fraudulent jobs being advertised via social media. The warning from the Labor Department and the National Employment Bureau, the NEB. According to the 2 entities, the false advertisement is asking persons to apply for the position of sales clerk at the American sporting apparel store Models. The ad reportedly mentions the NEB and requests applicants to submit identification and passport information, as well as a $55 application fee. But in a government release this afternoon, the NEB said it had no association with the advertisement and urged residents not to respond, saying the ad is linked to an identity theft scam. The Labor Department also reminded job seekers that the services of the NEB is free to the public and an officer should always be contacted before providing any information to persons or entities. Lawmen are investigating a robbery at the Ruby service station in Betham's, St. Lucie. Acting Police Public Relations Officer, Acting Station Sergeant Roland Cobbler, told Barbados Today that a masked gunman robbed an attendant of an undisclosed sum of money around 7 minutes past 9 this morning. No one was injured during the incident. There is still a strong demand for life insurance products despite the current economic conditions, so says General Manager and Chief Operating Officer of Surgical Life Inc., Edward Clark, in an assessment following the launch of a new product, the Surgical 175 Endowment Plan, at the company's Wilde office this morning. The new savings plan forms a part of the company's 175th anniversary celebrations, which will officially start next month. Clark says the decision to introduce the 175 endowment plan was based on customers' needs for financial plans while offering worthwhile investment opportunities.
I think insurance is still a necessity. A lot of people are still buying insurance. I think what you will see is people being more cautious how they spend their dollars because the available liquidity is under pressure across the island. And it doesn't matter what strata of the economic group you're from the low to the high. You know, it's an issue for many people. So people are asking more questions rightfully so. And we are providing the answers that we can always provide. But I think that insurance, people will continue to buy insurance. And once you offer the kind of products that people want, and that's what we're trying to achieve here, to offer a product that you feedback to us, this is what the clients are asking for.
In sports, a game-high 29 points from point guard Tamisha Flats propelled reigning queens Station Hill Cavaliers into the knockout final of the Barbados Amateur Basketball Association Women's League. Playing against hoopsters at the Barbados Community College last night, Cavaliers emerged 60-49 winners after dominating throughout the first three quarters, with the score reading 11-8, 30-19, and 48-34. The Lady Cavs will face University of the West Indies Blackbirds, who won by default after St. John Sonics failed to field a team.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To news from the region, one body has been found and planes and ships continue to search for the missing crew of a U.S. cargo vessel that went down after it encountered high rains and heavy seas associated with Hurricane Joaquin near the Bahamas. Captain Mark Feder told a press conference in Miami that Coast Guard officials were no longer searching for the vessel, but survivors, after a large debris field was spotted near the last known location of the ship, El Faro, which was carrying 33 people. He said the body was discovered in a survival suit, but no other human remains or survivors have been located so far. Meantime, Bahamian Prime Minister Perry Christie has been getting a first-hand look at the damage left behind by Joaquin, and he says it will be a long road to recovery, and his government cannot do it alone.
I'm going to have to make an appeal and continue to make appeals for assistance. One, in restoring, and you know, we're magnificent at being able to restore quickly, BEC. But we're going to need help, and we're going to need to have poles replaced to get the provision of electricity back in order. And so, again, we've made a commitment to go all out, to bring relief in the shortest possible time, to bring restoration in the shortest possible time. We have now spread our teams around the affected areas. We have technical people making assessments. Those assessments will be fed into NEMA, and then we will be able to arm ourselves with how we can go about approaching and advising the Bahamian public and the international public as to what we are facing.
On the international scene, the shirts of two Air France managers were torn off as they were forced to flee a meeting on job cuts by angry workers. The human resource managers also had to climb over a fence to safety, while several others were injured. The men were taking part in talks about plans for 2,900 job losses when hundreds of workers stormed into Air France headquarters. Parent firm Air France KLM says it will take legal action over the protesters' aggregated violence. And finally, in Guatemala, hope is fading of finding more survivors following a landslide that killed at least 131 people and left 300 more missing. Rescuers have dug for days in the village of Cambrai near the capital, but say some of the homes they have reached were filled with water. Tons of rain, sodden soil slid off a mountain on Thursday, burying houses, and according to reports from rescuers, the smell of rotten bodies was spreading across the mound of earth that had buried the village. And that's news and sports, but for more of the very latest, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and of course, like us on Facebook. We are also on Izume Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. To have a great evening.